Hey guys, Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. We're replaying the 71 season using Deep Drive Baseball. So it's another Deep Drive Baseball series, a two-game series against the Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore Orioles in 71 won 101 games. They're running away with it in the replay using Replay PC. And of course, because of course I use Replay PC for the rest of the league, and I use Deep Drive just for uh, my Oakland Athletics. So the Athletics, of course, are 55 and 35, but the Baltimore Orioles are 69 and 21. Wow. Yeah, and this is game 91 for the Athletics, and I will touch on some of the stats for the players as I go through the Athletics lineup. And it's going to be Blue Moon Odom versus Grant Jackson. And the lineups for Baltimore, the visiting Baltimore Orioles. All right, so it's going to be Don Buford in left field, followed by Tom Shopay, the right fielder, Merv Rettenmund batting third and playing center field. Cleanup is Brooks Robinson, the third baseman. Elrod Hendricks is at first base today, normally a catcher, but he's playing first base. Not a great first baseman. He's batting fifth. Batting sixth is Davey Johnson, the second baseman. Seventh is Mark Belanger, the sure-handed shortstop. Clay Dalrymple, tough name to pronounce. He's at catcher, batting eighth, and batting ninth is going to be Grant Jackson. For the Athletics, it's going to be Larry Brown leading off. He's covering for Bert Campaneris, who is injured at the moment. This game was played July 18th, I believe. Larry Brown leading off at shortstop. Rudy today is in right field. The center fielder, George Hendrick. He's covering for Reggie Jackson, who's also out on an injury. He's pinch hitting, but he's not playing the game, so it must be like a hamstring or something, that sort of thing. Tommy Davis will be in left field, batting cleanup. Batting fifth is Sal Bando, the third baseman and the captain of the Athletics. Epstein, the Super Jew, at first base, power hitting first baseman. Duncan, the catcher. Green, the second baseman. And finally, it will be Blue Moon Odom. Not a great season in 71, so he doesn't have a great card. But Grant Jackson does have a pretty good card for 71. He had 29 starts, or at least pitched in 29 games. He 77 innings and a 3.13 ERA. So let's get to it. Let's roll some dice. This game uses 3D10. It plays very, very quickly, very, very fluid. Pretty much everything is instinctual. So once you get it, once you've exposed yourself to the game a few times, you're going to be like very, very. It's going to just come to you naturally. There's very few chart lookups, mostly defensive or whether range or error, and that's combined in a kind of sort of way that kind of makes sense. It's not very detailed in that area, but it does represent the better fielding players will make the plays, whereas the poor fielding players won't. So it's kind of abstracted in that sense to make the game flow. It's a well-designed game, plays very, very smoothly, and you can watch and see if this game is right for you. Seasons are, I think, $15. They're PDF seasons. They're organized very nicely on basically 3 pages. You get 9 players on 3 pages, so you don't have to print out a lot of teams. I print out as I go. So today I'm playing Baltimore, so I printed out Baltimore, I cut them out, and I'm ready to go. Let's do it. Deep Drive Baseball, game number, I believe, 91. Remember, like and subscribe to my channel, Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group, and let's get down to it. All right, here goes. It's Don Buford. He, I believe, is from what I see here, is a switch hitter. And he's batting lefty against Blue Moon Odom. Here's the pitch, and it's a 68, which will be a strikeout. So a fastball gets Buford for the first out of the game. These are brand new, so they're sticking a little bit. Tom Shopay, a lefty, he's got that circle. That means he should not face any lefty pitchers. If I bring a lefty pitcher, I have to pull him or pinch hit for him. And that's a 20, and that will be, just missed the defense. It's going to be an out of 4 as a ground ball to short. A couple of hops to shortstop Brown, who throws out Shopay, 2 out. And here's Merv Rettenmund with a 51. That's going to be a deep drive off Rettenmund. Redmond, of course, a right-handed hitter with a 32, and that's a drive over the center fielder's head. He's not going to get it. And digging around second and going for third is Redmond, and it's going to be a 2-out triple standing. Deep drive. Very, very exciting when you hit the deep drive. You know something big is going to happen. So Merv Redmond, who batted .318 that season, is at third base with a 2-out triple. And next is Brooks Robinson. Blue Moon Odom checks in with catcher Dave Duncan, and he deals. And that's going to be a 62. Will be a ground ball, and that's through for a base hit. 1-0 Orioles. Orioles have 69 wins. Wow, and 21 losses. There's an RBI single for Brooks Robinson. Next is Elrod Hendricks. Here's a pitch from Blue Moon. 72, and that'll be strike three. Got him to end the inning. So 1 run on 2 hits. We go to the bottom of the first. The A's trail by 1. 1-0 Orioles. Larry Brown, who's been in a funk, and a 65 will be a strikeout. Chases a curveball in the dirt. Larry Brown is not looking sharp. Here's Joe Rudy, another player's in a funk, and a 55. Just misses the deep drive. That's lined, and base hit to left. Rip to left, a rope to Buford. Plays it on a hop and gets it into Mark Belanger. So Rudy's on at first. And here's George Hendrick. Hendrick, a lot of strikeouts, so we're not going to hit and run with him. That is a 77, which will be some sort of an out. That's cracked to left. Left fielder Buford under it, 2-away. And here's Tommy Davis. Pitch from Grant Jackson, a 39, and that'll be a 6, which is a hard hit ground ball to the shortstop, who flips to second for the force and now retires aside. No runs, a hit, 1 left. And by the way, Davis is batting .301, and in reality, he batted .324. So if he gets a couple of hits, he's not an everyday player. So with a couple of hits, that'll make all the difference, and he will be right up there where he should be. All right, top of the second, it's Davey Johnson leads off against Blue Moon Odom. And a 50 is going to be a deep drive, and Davey Johnson has good power. That ball is going to be a 46. That's going to be a double off the wall into second base as Johnson, a leadoff 2-bagger. So Odom's giving up the extra base hits here early, and here's Mark Belanger. Pitch to Belanger with a 13, and that'll be a base on balls. That puts runners on first and second. So Blue Moon Odom struggling here a little bit in the early innings. Here's Clay Dalrymple, another player with a lefty circle, which means that he does not hit lefties well. That's why he's in there against the righty Blue Moon Odom. So we are going to bunt, and that's a 19 will be a base on balls. That's a ball, and we're going to roll again. And it's a 97, which will be a 2, and that's a catcher. A little bunt to lays one down, and the catcher picks it up, and both runners advance. So here's the pitcher, Grant Jackson, Jackson is a D batter, so we're going to have to grab the pitcher hitting cards. I didn't bother to print out. I did not bother to print out the pitcher hitting cards. Just didn't want to get involved in doing that. And so we're going to grab a D pitcher hitting card and see what happens here. See if Grant Jackson can help his own cause. So second and third, infield will be back. And it's a 0-3, which will be a strikeout. That's why I kept my infield back. I figured he'd strike out. And it's Don Buford. And Blue Moon to Buford, who's a switch hitter with a 63, and that's going to be ball 4. That's going to load the bases. Bases loaded now for the Orioles here in the top of the second. So next hitter is Tom Chopay, and this is a big batter for Blue Moon Odom. The A's trail 1-0, but bases loaded here, and a hit will score 2. A double may clear the bases, so you don't want that to happen. Shopei batted .257. Had only 79 plate appearances. You get every card with this game. So let's do it. And that's going to be trouble at 59, and that's going to be a base hit. 1 run will score. Mark Belanger, let's see what kind of speed he has. Mark Belanger will go from a blank to, and that will require a choice result, a choice roll, because yep. So we're going to try to score him, and he is 68. He should be safe. That's 68 from memory. Here it is. That's bunt results. This is choice results. 68. 68. He becomes a fast, and he is safe at home. So 2 runs come in, and Johnson scores. Belanger scores a 2-run single, and it's 3-0 Orioles. Buford, he is an F. He will go to third on this. So first and third, and Shopei with a big 2-run single with the bases loaded here, and 2 outs in the top of the second. Next is Merv Retman. Here's the pitch, and that's a 51. That's going to be a deep drive. And a 29, that ball is going to be a deep drive into the left field corner, and that's going to be off the wall. Takes an awkward hop. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. Around second is Bretman, and he picks up his second triple of the game. That's right, his second triple of the game with that 29. 25 to 33 are triples. So almost has as many home runs as triples. And that's 2 RBIs. And Blue Moon Odom is getting hammered. So he's allowed 5 in here, so he loses a point. He goes to 9 for allowing 5 base runners in an inning. Here is Brooks Robinson with a runner on third. The score now is 5-0. Yikes. And here's the pitch, and a 71 will be strike 3. Robinson chases. So 4 runs come in on 3 hits. 3 hits and 2 walks. And we go to the bottom of the second. The A's trail 5-0. All right, Sal Bando leads off with a 54. That's a deep drive. Bando is good power. Drives one, and that's way back, and that ball is gone. Buford looks up and says adios. Solo home run by Sal Bando makes it 5-1 now. Next up is Mike Epstein, the pitch from Grant Jackson with a 75, and that will be a 0 line and caught by the second baseman. Davey Johnson positioned perfectly, and Epstein ripped it. Hit it off the sweet spot, but right at the second baseman. Here's Dave Duncan, who I like to see get a hit every so often. Doesn't do it here. 93 with an out. He lifts one to right. And Shopei under it for the second out. And here's Dick Green. Another guy who doesn't get many hits. 43 and a 3. And that's a bouncer to first. Hendrick. 1 run on 1 hit. The solo home run by Bando. We go to the top of the third. Elrod Hendricks leads off against Blue Moon Odom. And an 82, it'll be an out with an 8. That's a fly out to left. Left fielder Davis under it. Now I could make him. I could make the pitch. I think it's 5 runs. Once you allow 5 runs, I believe you become fatigued. So I could allow. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make Blue Moon fatigued, and anything off of the pitcher card goes to the batter card. That's how. So an 82 would become a 32, and it's still an out. So the 82 here becomes a 32. It's minus 50 points, and it goes back down to the batter card, so the batter will get the advantage. Here it is, and it's a 54 this time, and that is 54 will be a deep drive because it goes from the pitcher card to the batter card, and that's minus 50. Becomes a 0-4. So Davey Johnson gets a hold of one, and he's got decent power, not great power, and that ball is going to be 46. A double off the wall, second double for Johnson. So it's a 1-out double here for Davey Johnson off the deep drive chart. Here's Mark Belangi, pitch from Blue Moon Odom, a 65, and that's base on balls. That's going to be all. We're going to pull him. All right, Darryl Knowles is in there for I think it's the third consecutive day. Actually, they had a day off. So Dalrymple is up. First and second, and he's going to swing away. Oh, and he's going to be hit by a negative modifier. And that 92 is going to stay at a 92, and that 3 is a hard hit ball to first. That's going to go to second for one, back to first, and that's a double play. So no runs, a hit, one left. And we move to the bottom of the third. Score is 5-1, Orioles. And it's going to be Knowles. He's going to be batting here with a 29. That'll be a strikeout. One down. Larry Brown is next with a 51. That should be a deep drive, and it is. And it's going to be a 37, and that ball is one hop off the wall, splits the outfield, and into second base is Brown, ahead of the throw, ahead of the tag. So it's a first hit in a while for Larry Brown, batting like 178. Next is Joe Rudy, who singled earlier in the game. Here's the pitch from Grant Jackson with a 13. That's a base hit. Brown down by 4 will hold. Brown is not fast either. I could have tried to steal with Brown. No. I steal with Rudy? No. First and third, 1 out. Here's George Hendrick. Pitch from Grant Jackson. And that's an 81 with a 7. It's a fly ball left field. We're gonna not gonna tag up. We're gonna just hold off. We're down by 4. We're gonna run the risk of getting thrown out. And Tommy Davis is next. Here's the pitch, and 0-1. That's gonna be a deep drive. See what happens. Not much power from Tommy Davis. And with a 6, he's a righty with a 6-0. That's going to be a park result, which is going to be a deep fly to left field to end the inning. So no runs, 2 hits, 2 left. Tommy Davis drives one deep to the warning track, but it does not carry out. So here is Grant Jackson, the pitcher, Darryl Knowles. The pitch, and a 43 will be a 2, which is a little number in front of the plate. Pouncing on it as Duncan fires a strike to Epstein for the first out. Top of the order now, Tom Buford. Buford is 0 for 1 with a walk, and the 39 will be a 7, which is a deep fly to right. Backing up is Rudy to the track and makes the catch. Rudy's in right field today. Tom Shopay now with 2 outs. Pitch from Knowles, a 53. That will be a deep drive result. See what happens. He is, 53. Yeah, that's going to stay there. Going to keep it there, and it's going to be a 51, which is a double. And that's a 2-out double for Shopay, who's 2 for 3. And here's Merv Rittman, who's got 2 triples. Let's see if he can get his 3rd triple of the day. Here's the pitch from Knowles. And that's a 71, which will be strike 3. Got him on the curveball. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Go bottom of the 4th. The A's trail 5-1. Let's see if they can get something going. Sal Bando's got a solo home run in the 2nd. Here's a pitch from Grant Jackson, and that's going to be a 35. A 9 is a fly to center field. Drifting over is Merv Rittman. He's under it. 1 away. Next is Mike Epstein, who's 0 for 1. And an 83 will be a bouncer to third. Robinson fires the first. 2 away. And here's Duncan. Duncan with a 57. That is line base hit. So Duncan picks up a single. And it's Dick Green, 1 on and 2 out. And a 16 will be a strikeout to end the inning. So Green chases, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Top of the 5th, here we come, 5-1. Orioles, it's going to be Robinson, Hendricks, and Johnson. Now, let's see, we've got 2. We can go 1 more with Darryl Knowles. Here's the pitch, and that is a 0-0. So again, we get a deep drive result, and that's a 76, which will be a drive, 1 hop off the wall into second base with a leadoff double. Is Brooks Robinson. We had a lot of deep drive results today. Next is we're going to walk Hendricks to set up a double play. So he walks automatically, and here's Davey Johnson with a 36. Will that turn out to a double play? It is a pop-up. Middle infield, left side, shortstop. Brown is there, 1 down. Next is Mark Belanger. Here's a pitch, and a 59, which will be a base hit. And they're going to hold Robinson to load the bases. And here's Clay Dalrymple. Infield will be in. Here's a pitch, and it's a 59, which will be another base hit. 1 run comes in. Hendricks will hold. And that's going to be it for Darryl Knowles. It's Jim Rowland. Oh, that was oh man, that single. Wait a second. Oh, that single was off of. Hold on. It was a 59, but it goes off the. No, it stays on the pitcher. It was a disadvantage for Clay Dalrymple against the lefty. So that means if it's off the batter card, it goes to the pitcher card. On the pitcher card, it was a hit. So I think there's an option, though. You can take it back to the batter card. It depends. Whatever's the advantage for the pitcher, I believe, is how you play that. That's how I see it. I see it as an advantage for the pitcher, so you can manipulate it 50 points either way. And I believe I rolled a 58. It was a hit. 58 would be an 08, which would be a base on balls. And that would load, the bases were loaded. So either way, we're going to leave it at a hit. And it's going to be the pitcher Jackson with the bases loaded. Infield will play for the double play. And it's a 77. And an 8 is a fly ball to center field. Hendricks does not have much speed, so he's not going to tag up. And Buford now. Jim Rowland, here's the pitch, and that is a 43. It will be a 4 bounds to short. Easy play for Brown to retire the side. 1 run comes in on 3 hits, and it's 6-1. All right, so tennis, we double switched. And it was pitcher there. So Gene Tennis is up. And here's the pitch for Tennis. We'll switch in the 5th. Tennis has good power. That's a 0-5. That's line base hit to left. So a rope off the bat of Gene Tennis, who just came into the game in that double switch in the 5th. Larry Brown now. Pitch. Brown has a hit. He's going to have another hit here. This is going to be a deep drive. And a 95, but it's 95 off the park. Okay, so I just discovered that the deep drive chart on Larry Brown is a off the pitcher, because you can't get it off the batter. It's got to be off the pitcher. It came up off the pitcher, and it's got to be above 7, so it's got to be 8 or 9, and it wasn't. Brown did not hit a lot of doubles. He only had 1 home run, and so from how I remember it, it's not going to apply to Larry Brown. So he's going to single. It goes to the next line, and it's a single plus which will Odom speed. I'm sorry, Tennis's speed is blank, and I believe that will send Tennis to third off the top of my head. So it's a single first and third now. And it's a second hit for Brown today. And here's Joe Rudy. So Jackson is getting roughed up a little bit here in the fifth inning. Grant Jackson checks in with Dalrymple and deals a 58. That's going to be a base hit. So a run will score, an RBI single. And Rudy's 3 for 3 today. So 58 is a plus. So Brown will go to third. First and third now. And next is George Hendrick. Hendrick bats from the right side. Grant Jackson looks into Dalrymple and shakes him off. Now likes what he sees and sets and deals. And that's a 0-6, which will be a base hit. Another run comes in. And stopping at second is Rudy. That's 4 hits in a row against Grant Jackson. So we're right about to pull him. Here's Tommy Davis, first and second. Nobody out still in this inning. Score now is 6-3, so pretty good game. Here goes. Here's a pitch, and that's an 80, which will be some sort of an out. A 7 is a fly ball left field. And right there is Buford. Both runners back to their bases, and here's Sal Bando, who's 1 for 2 with a solo home run in the second. And the pitch from Grant Jackson, a 32 with a 9, is going to be a fly ball to center field. Both runners also return. Merv Rettenmund under it and squeezes it for out number 2. And here comes Mike Epstein, lefty on lefty. He doesn't get the minus. It would have to be a circle here or a circle here. Here's the pitch, and that's a 74, which will be a defensive check. Go. And that's a 64, which will be to the second baseman. Second baseman is a 3, and he'll make the play. So it's a slow bouncer, and charging is Davey Johnson. And he makes the play to retire the side. So 2 runs on 4 singles. They leave a couple, and it's 6-3 to go to the top of the 6th. And here is Jim Rowland versus Chopay, and Rowland will have an advantage. So it's a 0-6. It becomes a 56, and it goes from, it's going to be a single either way. So it's a base hit up the middle. Rettenmund's up now. Rettenmund is a good hit and run guy. Doesn't strike out very much, so we're going to hit and run. This is the first time I'm hit and running. So I got to pull the hit and run chart. Here it is. I pretty much remember what it is. It's a 53. Ooh, a deep drive becomes something else. I know that. Yeah, roll again, batter's deep drive section on a double, all scored. Deep flies, lead runners doubled up. So roll again on the batter's deep drive section on a double. Okay, so it's just straight up deep drive. So on Dave Duncan, Merv Rettenmund, it's a 27, and that's going to be his 3rd triple of the game. Wow. Crazy. 3rd triple for Rettenmund today. I wonder what the RBI triple, and it's 7-3. I wonder what the record is for triples in a game. Okay, so he ties the major league record in triples, 3 triples in a game. He still going to have a couple more bats, see if he can get 4. That'll break the record. Denard Span was the last man to do it in 2010. So Rettenmund with an RBI triple, that's his 3rd triple of the game. Yikes. All right, so the infield is in. Here's Robinson with a 20, and that'll be an out. A 6 is a hard hit ball. The runner will hold. 1 down. And next is Hendricks, Selrod Hendricks. Same thing, 27 with a 3, and that is ground ball to third this time. Runner will hold again. And next is Davey Johnson. 2 out, 1 on. Jim Rowland, the pitch, and 61, and that will be ball 4. So that puts runners on the corners. 7-3 Orioles. And Mark Belanger, pitch from Rowland with a 34, and that'll be an out. It's popped up left side, third baseman Bando right there, and that retires the side. 1 run comes in on a couple of hits. They leave a couple, and it's 7-3. Go to the bottom of the 6th. Dave Duncan leads off. No, it was the pitcher actually. So we're gonna have to bring in a pinch hitter. And who's it gonna be? It's gonna need to be a righty. Let's see who do we have. Who's a righty? I don't know if we have any righties on the bench. All right, so Frank Fernandez is coming to hit. I'm using the computer screen to bring up his card. I don't want to print out the whole sheet just for him. He only had a few at-bats with Oakland. So it's Grant Jackson, a lefty, versus Frank Fernandez here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Grant Jackson can go a total of, he's got 9 starter points. He's gone 5 innings. Plus he's gone through the lineup twice. That's 7. Given up a run, that's 8. Has he allowed 5 base runners in 1 inning? No. Here's the pitch to Frank Fernandez, and that's off of Grant Jackson's card, a 7. That'll be a fly ball to left field. That's Buford right there. So Frank Fernandez, who ends the season with the Chicago Cubs, flies out here for the A's in the middle of July, and it's going to be Green, Dick Green, who's 0 for 2 today. And the pitch from Jackson will be a 19, and that will be a strikeout. That's Jackson's 1, 2, 3, 4th strikeout of the game. And it's Gene Tennis again. Gene Tennis singled in his earlier at bat. Here's the pitch, and a 56. That'll be a base hit. Second hit for Tennis, who's a 274 hitter, so he hit pretty well. He had a almost 400 on base percentage. And now it's Larry Brown. And a 17, which will be an out, a little number in front of the plate, and it's Jackson who beats Dalrymple to the ball, picks it up, throws to first, and that retires the side. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the top of the 7th. It's going to be Dalrymple leading it off, and then probably we're going to see a pinch hitter for Jackson. Here's the pitch from, Rowland got pinch hit for, so we need a new pitcher. All right, it's going to be Raleigh Fingers coming in to face Dalrymple. Here's a pitch. It's 51. That's a deep. No deep drive off of. Wait a second. That's a pitcher batter card. Hold on a second. Okay, so it's going to be a 51, which is a deep drive off of Dalrymple. And here's. So he gets a hold of one and drives it deep, and that ball is going to be a lefty. That's gone. Home run. Leadoff home run for Dalrymple. And the score is 8-3 now. So Raleigh Fingers serves up a meatball, and you got pinch hitter Boog Powell. And a 25 will be a strikeout. Top of the order next. We'll see a new pitcher so Jackson's out after 6 innings. Buford with a 22, and that'll be a base on balls. And that's his 2nd walk of the day. He is 0 for 3 with 2 walks. Tom Chopay, the lefty. And it's a 63, which will be struck him out for the 2nd out of the inning. And here's Merv Retmond going for his 4th triple in a major league record. So I need a deep drive, and I don't get it. It's a 17. That's a walk. So it's 2 walks. Fingers struggling with his control here in the top of the 7th. He's got to finish this game for us. He's the last pitcher we got here. 0-8. That's a base hit. 1 run will score, and the other one will go to third. 1st and 3rd, RBI single. For Brooks Robinson, that is his 2nd RBI of the day, his 3rd hit of the day. And here, so it's 9-3 now. And next is Elrod Hendricks, pitch, and that's a 0-0. That's going to be a deep drive. Holy smokes. And a 40 is going to be a 43, and that's going to be a drive in the gap. That's going to split the outfielders and roll to the wall. And 1 run will score. The other one will hold. And it's Davey Johnson with second and third, 10-3 now. And Raleigh Fingers getting hammered here, and that's a 24, which will be finally an out at 3 as a ground ball to first, played by Epstein. Now retires his side. So 3 runs come in on 1, 2, 3 hits and a couple of walks. And it's, what did I say? 10-3. Or the bottom of the 7th, new pitcher. All right, so Dick Hall comes into pitch. He's a right-hander at a 4.98 ERA. Here's a pitch to Rudy, and an 81. It'll be a 0. That's line and caught. So Rudy goes with the pitch the opposite field, but right there is Hendrick. George Hendrick now. And it's a 15. It'll be a strikeout for the second out of the inning. And Tommy Davis, he's 0 for 3 today. 70, and that'll be a strikeout, back-to-back Ks to end the inning. Go to the top of the 8th. We're up and 3 down for Hall. Top of the 8th, his Fingers will be facing Mark Belanger with a 54. That's a base hit. Lines went to center. Dalrymple is next. Another base hit. Oh no, it's a base on balls. Pitcher now. Hall is a D. Let's see. Pitcher hitting card D. Where's that thing? I don't even know what I. Oh, here they are. Let's see if I have a couple of Ds. I don't know if I do. I may only have one D. And it's in this pile here. Oh, that's a B. Yeah, it's a D. Okay, so we're going to try to bunt with this. Raleigh Fingers versus the pitcher Hall. And it's a 0-9, and that'll be a foul strike. 2 strikes on the batter again. 76, and that'll be a good bunt to 2 as the catcher. So it's 2-4. And it's second and third. Oh, second and third now. And here's Don Buford. Infield will be in. Raleigh Fingers with the pitch at 23 will be a hit by pitch. That'll load the bases. So Raleigh Fingers really struggling with his control now. He may be fatigued already. He's allowed in this inning. He allowed 5 base runners, so he is fatigued. So we got to start subtracting, giving him the negative modifier. Here's Chopay. The infield's in. Here's the pitch. That's a 0-6, and that's going to be trouble. That's a base hit. 1 run comes in. Dalrymple will hold. Bases are loaded. And I can't get out of this inning. I don't have any more pitching. I got one more guy that. Here's Rettenmund with an 89. And that'll be an out with an 8. That's a fly out to left. Runners will hold. 2 out. Score is 11-3. And now it's Brooks Robinson. See if Raleigh Fingers can retire him. And it's not going to happen. That's going to be a base hit. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. Going to third is Chopay. So 2 RBI single, and that is the 4th hit for Robinson today. He's got 4 RBIs. And it's Elron Hendricks. And looks like Fingers taking one for the team, and that's a fly out center to end the inning. But 1, 2, 3. I got 3 runs coming in here. 1, 2, 3 up. 3 runs on 1, 2, 3. 3 hits, a walk, and a hit by pitch. All right, go to the bottom of the 8th. And it's Bando leading off against Dick Hall. And that's a 23, and that'll be defense. And a 52. It's a ball right back to the pitcher. Pitcher defensive is a 1, and that's an E1. So Bando is on base on an error by Dick Hall. Ball hit right back to him, and he bobbles it and drops it. That's a 54. That's a deep drive for Epstein. And that ball is a 66, a double. Holding at third will be Bando. So second and third, that's the first hit of the game for Epstein. Next is we're going to have a pinch hitter here. And it's going to be Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson is going to come in to pinch hit. Question is, can I find him quickly? There he is. Reggie Jackson was pinch hitting. I've seen him pinch hit in these games. He's just not starting. He's got an injury. So Jackson. Against Dick Hall with runners on second and third. Here's a pitch, and that's a 53. That's going to be a deep drive, and that ball is going to be 80. It's a double. 2 runs will come in. A 2 pinch hit double, and 2 RBIs for Jackson. Just always misses hitting a home run, always. And Duncan now. Not Duncan. Duncan has been removed. Green. That's a 14, and that will be a strikeout for the first out of the inning. Next is Tennis, who's got a couple of hits already, and he'll make defense here. See what happens. That's a 35. 35 is versus the right fielder. And the right fielder is a 1, so that's going to be a base hit. 1 run comes in. Jackson scores. RBI single, and Tennis is 3 for 3 today, coming in as a substitute. Here's Larry Brown is next. And a 91 will be an out, a 6 hard hit ground ball. It's a 4-6-3 double play. And that ends the inning. 3 runs come in for the A's, and it's 11-7. 3 runs come in on an error and 3 hits. Go to the top of the 9th. Let's see if Fingers can hold off the Davy Johnson's up, Belanger, and Dalrymple. And a 66 will be a strikeout. So a big out for Fingers, who's really struggled here. Next is Belanger with a 96, and that will be another out, a line out to the shortstop. Right there is Brown covering for Campaneris, who's injured. And here's Dalrymple with a 55, and that's going to be a base hit up the middle. So 2-out single for Dalrymple, and the pitcher going to get a pinch hitter. And all right, it's going to be now. I should have called it, and I didn't. Diego Siggy had to come in that top of the 9th inning, so he's the pitcher of record. I was calling it Fingers, and now it's Paul Blair with 2 out, 1 on, and it's a 91, which will be a wild pitch. So Dalrymple to second. Here's a pitch again to Paul Blair, and that's a 99, which could be Tennis is in there. Let's see if a 99 Tennis pass ball. So it is a pass ball on Tennis. Runner to third. So a pass ball and a wild pitch in this at bat. And now it's and I think the rule is that you still take the out. So it would have been, but then you can't have 2 things happen in one at bat. So I don't agree with that. If one of those things come up, then it can't be the out. So Paul Blair 90, and that's going to be at home, pickoff, and he's going to pick off. He picks off Dalrymple. Wow. Okay. So that's going to be a 1-5. And that ends the inning. So no runs on 1 hit. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. It's 11-7. 11-7. I had, wait a second. It was 11-3. No, it should be 11-6. What do I have? 7. Yeah, I have 11. Actually, it's 13-6 now. I have 13-6. So it's 3-3 because I'm also doing on my other computer. I got 3-3 and 8 and 4. That's 12-13. Okay, so it's 13-6, and it's going to be a new pitcher coming in. It's going to be, let's see. All All right, so it's Pete Rickard going to face Joe Rudy, who's got 3 hits today, 3 for 4. So lefty. Here's a pitch, and it's a 95, which will be an out. A 1 is popped up when it's first base. P3. And next is George Hendrick, who is 1 for 4, and that's a 65, and that'll be a strikeout. He swings and misses at a high fastball. Blew the heat by him. And Tommy Davis now with 2 out, nobody on. The pitch, it's a 91. That would normally be an out, but nobody's on, so it'll be it's a wild pitch with somebody on, but nobody's on, so it'll be an out. And it's a 2 will be a number in front of the plate for the catcher, Dalrymple, and he throws out Davis to end the ball game. Wow. That was a never-ending, a long game, my friends. All right, so the final score is 13-6. Baltimore, 13 runs, 19 hits, 1 error. Oakland with 6 runs, 13 hits, and no errors. Crazy game. So we have a total of 32 hits and 19 runs and 1 error in that game. Winning pitcher is going to be Grant Jackson. He's 4-1. Losing pitcher is Blue Moon Odom. He's 2-7. And that was totally nuts. So 4 hits for a couple of players. 4 hits for Chopay and 4 hits for Brooks Robinson. For the Athletics, 3 hits for Joe Rudy. And Blue Moon Odom is struggling like he did in reality, right? Blue Moon Odom is struggling. In reality, he had a 4.29 ERA. In the replay, he's got a 5 ERA. Just because of this game, he gave up 5 earned runs in 2 innings. So it just creeped over 5 to 5.03. Dow Knowles is struggling. Roland is struggling. Fingers, it was really lights out, but he gave up 6 runs in 2 innings. Segui has a good ERA. And that's about it, guys. So this was one crazy high-scoring barn burner. And I have there's 2 games against Baltimore, so I'll be setting up the next game. This is Deep Drive Baseball. And let me know what you think in the comments section. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching. Tony Porter, out.